Hi, you guys. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. In case you're seeing my face for the first time, my name is Tosin. On here, I do everything nice, right? I do videos on self improvement, self development, fashion, chit chat videos like this. You should subscribe. And if you've been here before, you already know you are welcome back, my Reggie. I'm so happy to have you here once again. Today is another chit chat video. Seem like I haven't filmed one of these in a very long time, but I'm so happy to be filming this today. So yeah, today I really wanted to talk about something different. I'm not even going to lie. I already like had it in mind to talk about something different, but for some reasons I keep remembering what I said in my birthday vlog. I'm going to link that in the description box. So anybody that wants to watch it, just for fun, you can go see it. A part where I was talking about how I have come home to myself, and I just thought, you know what? Let me just discuss or just chit chat with you guys about the things that I did to get there, because I didn't just wake up one morning and I was automatically at home with myself. Mbao, rara. A lot of work was done. A lot of work was done, to get there. And I thought, you know what, let me just discuss it, chit chat with you guys about it. So yeah, that's what we're getting into today. I have done my brows off camera. That's before starting this video. You can see them, they turned out good. Again, brows are supposed to be sisters, they're not supposed to be twins. Again, I am not a makeup artist. I just know how to paint my face. So just in case this video is not a makeup tutorial video, it's just a chit chat video. So yeah, I was thinking about it and I did just some things down so I don't over talk in this video, right? So that there is a structure to what I am about to talk about. So now in that video in my vlog, I was talking about how I am back home to myself, like how I feel, at the age that I was clocking. And I always like to document that so that I can always go back. I actually go back to watch some of my videos. I just really hope I need to check my mic. So yeah, so I was talking about how I am at home with myself, and there are a few things that I actually did to get me there, because I didn't just wake up one morning and I am this very self-aware to see. No, a lot of work was done to get there. So yeah, the first thing that I did, now I'm looking for my foundation. Anyways, the first thing that I had to do was to ask myself who I was. Now, there's a thin line between you forgetting who you are if you are in the midst of this whole I want to be a better person, I have to make money. You can actually forget who you are when you are doing all that, right? So I actually had to ask myself, who am I? Like, aside from what people say about me, maybe friends or people I've been with, aside from all that, deep down to see, who are you? You guys, I brought out a book and a pen and wrote it down. I still have that book up to date. I wrote it down because I am someone that I'm very, how will I put it, visual. Like, I that's why I pick a lot of things that I watch. I pick a lot of things that I look at, because those things stick to my brain a lot. So I'm very visual. I like when I like to write things. I remember those things that I write. I don't think this is working with my beauty blender. I remember things that I write more than things that I never wrote down, right? I wrote it down, every single thing. Who am I? I wrote the good, I wrote the bad, I wrote the ugly, right? Anyone that I feel like, oh, this is very, because To be very honest, in as much as, and what really made me do that was the fact that even when I asked people, then they were saying good things, and I'm like, I can't be this. It's not possible. I'm not a perfect human being. There has to be a comma about me, right? So I'm like, you know what? Let me do the knowing who I am by myself. I wrote it down. I wrote every single thing down. I tell you, I wrote every single thing down. I wrote who I am. I wrote what I have noticed about myself over the years, and just things, not things that define me, but things that make me to be able to say, okay, this is me, like this is Tosin. I wrote it all down, and I kept looking at it for days. I'm not joking. I kept looking at it for days. I kept looking at it. I kept cross checking to be sure that I am not painting myself to be someone that people have said that I am, but this is just genuinely how I am. And also, I felt like people knew me more than I knew myself. And I think that was one of the reasons too why I had to sit down myself and like think about it, that who am I really? Like, I just thought about it that if someone can actually describe me and I can't describe myself, then I do not know who I am. And that's like the thing. Like, I do not know who I am. If someone can describe me and the person is describing me, and I'm like, is it me that this person is talking about? Or is it me that this people is talking about? Because I couldn't see myself. People were seeing me, but I could not see myself. And it all just boils down for the fact that I just didn't pay I didn't pay close attention to knowing who I was, right? As a person, I don't know, I was just living my life like, okay, fine. Do you understand? We move, but I never knew I didn't have much of self awareness. And that was something that I had to be honest though, I had to write it down and to be very, very practical about it. I didn't even compare it with what people have said. I just wrote it down like, this is who I am, this is, what I am, and that was it. After knowing myself, writing it down, writing everything down, I had to work on what's it called? I had to work on the areas that I had to improve. Like I said before, nobody is a perfect person. Nobody is. They are places. It's just that one attitude or behavior might be bad from person to person, but you don't I don't know how to put it, don't always sit down there and feel like you are the best thing that's ever happened to us in this life after agege bread. You are not. You're not. Like, there are people that always feel like, oh, because they are kind, they are this, they are that, it gets to their head and they just literally misbehave, or they just feel like they are perfect. You are never perfect. And that is why it's always very important to always improve yourself, which is something that I always look forward to, improving myself in all areas of my life. Like, always improving myself. I need to be better than yesterday. The tossing of this year needs to be better than Tuesday of last year. Like, if you've not spoken to me in 5 years, what am I? If you've not spoken to me in a year, when you speak to me the next year, I need you to be able to say, this is a different person. Like, I need to improve, right? So I had to look at it. Okay, what are the parts that I would like to improve on? Which I did again, write out, and I started improving. I started working on as a person for myself, not for anybody else, for myself as a person. I'll give you guys an example. The number one part was financially. Is that what I wrote? Yeah, that was what I wrote. I started knowing how to work with money. I started knowing how to work with money. And personally, I saw so many faults that I made. Again, trying to improve myself that I made, that I know that I could improve on working with money. Now, I was never the loud spender, if I'm being honest, right, with myself. I wasn't, but I was more of the I have this thinking now, let me spend it, another one will come. And you don't work with money like that. Yes, you do not work with money like that. You can't always feel like, oh, if I spend this, my last card, another money will come. Sometimes it will, sometimes you will cry before another one will come. Sometimes you are gonna be hungry before another money will come. And that's just the honest truth, right? So that was the kind of person that I was. What did I start to do? I started working on budgeting. I started looking at, okay, what actually really makes me spend money. I think I've talked about it here on my teacher video where I was talking about um I can keep cash more than transfer. And people find it very hard to believe, but that's how I am. And I wouldn't have known that if I didn't plan to like improve my life, or I didn't know myself very well. Right. When I said I started to write everything about myself, including this part. Yeah. So I started to work with money. That was when I knew that money is what you use money to make money. That's like the part which I'm on right now, the stage, because learning about money and all that never ends. You learn years and years, right? You use money to make money. That was when I learned that every money, every currency is money. You will not say that because it's 100 naira, it's small money. Yes, it is. It's small denomination and all that. But 10 of that is 1,000 naira. 10 of that is 1,000 naira. I had to change my whole perspective, especially on how I spend, how I want to make more money, how I want money to work for me, how I know that savings is very important. See, save money even if you don't have plans for the money. Save money, just throw money somewhere. Let your money grow somewhere, even when you don't have plans, even when you don't know what you're going to use that money to do. Just put it somewhere. And that was something that I actually had to work on my mind, like, okay, I must have a plan or what I want to do. No, save money, just throw some money somewhere. If it's yearly, if it's um every 6 months, every 3 months, whatever it may be, I will recommend yearly. Just do, see, do a job. This there was one of my ex that used to tell me that I like ajo. That was then, even at the time when I didn't know much about how to work with money and how money works. At the time, I was doing ajo. Why? Because you might not know what you want to use that money for, but just put it somewhere. Like, and at the end of the year, I always say this: at the end of the year, no matter what you are doing, even if that money is not enough, even if it's 1,000 naira you're saving every month, at the end of the year, be able to gather up money and say, this is at the end of 2026. This is what I had for end of 2026 is very important. So this is where I had to work on all those things. I had to minimize, I had to stop buying clothes. Yeah. I had to stop buying clothes. I had to buy things, when it was necessary, or if it's necessary, do I need to buy this? Yes. I started to know, okay, I want to splurge. It's my birthday. I want to splurge. Do you understand? Oh, I just really want to splurge, not because it's my birthday, because I've worked so hard and it's like I started working on that. Do you get? And that's one aspect of my life. That emotional, mental, physical, part of my life that I really, 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 really had to work on after like knowing who I was. I went back to the things that I used to like to do. One thing about me, if you know me, when I was in secondary school, my uncle gave me there's this MP4. Is it before MP3? I can't remember. I think MP4 is movies, is visuals. Anyways, he gave me this MP4. It's the one that you move like this to play the next song. That made me fall in love with music. So I started to work on the fact that this video is actually going to be long. I started to work on the things that I really like to do, because at the journey of me wanting to be a better person, me wanting to find something to do with myself, with my life, I literally forget the things that I used to love to do. I didn't used to listen to music how I used to. I just wasn't listening to it. I just go by my day. I was literally living on autopilot, right? But then when I started to bring myself back home, to bring myself back to who I am, I said I need to pick out the things that I really used to like to do. I went to buy myself a speaker. I got myself a speaker. I bought an AirPod. I bought what's it called? I bought an earpiece that has like the wire and everything. You see those three things, they have different times that I use them. And I started listening to music. That was when I found out about the James, the DJ guy. That guy is good. That guy is, I don't know how to say, that guy is good. I found out about Culture FM. I started listening to music. I started playing music because that was what I really used to like. I really like to listen to music. I like to move my body, even if I don't know how to dance. But I really, really like those things. I really, really did like them. I remember then my mom would be like, that time December, I used to be the one that used to carry first and dancing and all that. I don't know how to dance now, right? Because of adulthood. But I started listening to music. I started connecting with myself. The first time I ever played music with speaker in this my room, it felt like something else came into me. Right? I just started listening to music. I would play lots of music. I will be doing something, put my AirPod, I'm listening to music. I could literally be out right now and someone is playing beautiful jam, and I'm shaking my head because I just had this connection with music, and I still do. Right, so that was one thing I had to go back to. Okay, I'm done. I did every other thing off camera, but I'm trying to oil my skin. So I was saying that I started doing the things that I really used to love. I love to watch movies. 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 I don't care where, on a laptop, on a phone, Netflix, in the cinema. I love to watch movies, and that was when I started watching YouTube movies, Nigerian movies. I'm in love. I fell in love. I watch Nigerian movies a lot, like a lot. Once it's out, click, I'm watching it. Once I see, click, I'm watching it. That was when I started doing all that. I started being intentional about taking care of myself, which kind of leads me to like the next thing that I did to come back to myself, to be at home with who I am as a person, which is I grieved the life that I thought I was going to have, that I never had, and I started living in the present. Do you know what I did? I do a lot of writing. I wrote down to see you live. I wrote in my address. I wrote my address as so 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 and so place right now. This is where you are, and it really helped me a lot with my anxiety. A lot, a whole lot, right? It helped me. It helped me. I wrote it. This is where you live right now. This is who you are right now. This is what you are doing right now. I had to tell myself that this is what you do right now. This is who you are right now. This is where you are right now. Come back. Teleport yourself back from the future. Teleport yourself back to your reality. And that was one of the best things that I ever did for myself, because I was more of someone that was in the future. I was in the future so much. In fact, you don't want to know. You don't want to know. I already had my kids in my mind. I already had the blooming. I had everything. I had a business. I had everything already planned in my head, in my mind. Like I had a bigger picture, but I had to burn that picture in my mind. Though I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I had to burn that picture and tell myself that, listen, this is where you are right now. What do you want to do? You need to live in the present. Because the funny part is, even when I get to that my picture, I still want to be going to another, like, so why? I started living in the present. I got myself a good TV. I watch TV now. um I sit with my niece and my nephew. I go outside, I play with them sometimes. I sit with them, I listen to them. Children have the best gist ever. I don't know why people don't listen to children's gist. Children have the best gist ever. I'm telling you, if you're a teacher, I know your gist. If you are their friend, I know your gist. Children have the best gist ever. I listen to their gist. I am present. My brothers call me. I listen. My sister talks to me. My mom talks to me. I listen. Like, I am present. I never used to be that before. I used to be more of, this is what I want for myself. This is what I want for my life. If I'm not there yet, I'm not living. Hello, I'm living. Oh, right? And another thing I did ask myself was, if I am going to live like this the rest of my life, will I be sad? I think that's a question that we all need to ask ourselves. If you are living the life that you live now to the rest of your life, are you going to end life being a sad person or a happy person? And I'm like, alpha. Alpha, like literally, I had to ask myself that, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to be happy where I am. I really grieved that life that I thought I was going to have. I grieved it, and I was just living. I'm just still living my life a day at a time. The only future I think about is the day, the rest of the day. When I wake up in the morning, what do I want to do for the rest of the day? That is all. I'm not in 2020 100. I'm in 2026 and I'm going to stay in 2026. I used to be one of those that will say, okay, after my birthday, I'm already at the next age. Relax. Like, I literally had to tell myself, just relax. You are 32 right now. That's where you are. Stay there. Do you understand? So I had to start living in the present. And to be honest, I can see how much of being back to myself that has brought to me, that I don't even take for granted. It took a lot of work, which I will say the last thing, God. I had God. You know how you hold people on their chest, like, I had God. You know, the woman I held, the hem of God's garment. I held me. I didn't hold the garment. I held his clothes like this. That it's me and you. To be very honest, it's me and you. I feel like I'm losing myself in the I want to be better, I want to have this, I want to have that. My life has to, go the way that I want it to go. I feel like I'm losing myself. I feel like I'm losing who I am as a person. I need you to bring me back. Yes, there were prayers, there were cries. I'm not even going to lie, they were midnight prayers, there were cries. And I was telling myself, God, I can't continue to live like this. I can't always continue to feel like where I am right now is not where I want to be, is the lowest of all. And it's your grace that brought me here. I wasn't here 5 years ago, 6 years ago. It's your grace that brought me here. And of course, for you to bring me here, you already have a plan for me. You have a clear picture. So you have to help me. Do you understand? And I held God. And I kid you not, all these things I'm saying wouldn't have been possible without God. It wouldn't have been possible without God. Like, I held God by I also see what I wrote here. Held God like my life depends on it, because it actually does. I held God and told God, I said, I need you to let me see myself as a full picture. I need you to help me see myself, me, Tosi. I need you to help me see me for who I am. I need you to show me. And I kid you not, you guys. There are certain things that I do now, and I'm like, did you do that? Like, and those things were inside of me. I had those things inside of me, but I just didn't see it because I was so overwhelmed by a lot of things. I was so overwhelmed about how I have to be doing what I'm supposed to be doing, how people, see me, what hello. At this point, I really do not care. What I care about is how God sees me and how I see myself. I'm never going to lie. Those are the two things that I care about, right? How God sees me and how I see myself. I'm not a perfect human being, but God has held me down. You see, all these things that I said again wouldn't have been possible without God, but God has held me down. So I hope this video wasn't me just rambling and rambling. This is quite a lot. I'll try as much as possible to cut out some talky parts, right? But I just felt that I should do this video for anybody that just feel like they are losing themselves. You lose yourself at any age. There's a possibility of you losing yourself at any time, right? But you always have to call yourself back to order. Like it takes a lot of work to always do that. You always have to call yourself back to order every single time. Every time you're distracted, every time you're comparing yourself, every time you feel like you are not who you think you're supposed to be, you are nobody. Every time you feel like, oh, people knew more about you or people know more about you than you know yourself, every single time you feel like you are not just you, you need to call yourself back to order. If it is you always calling your name, do it. It's as simple as there are times where I'm scrolling, I'm like, don't say no, because I can literally get distracted. Maybe I'm supposed to like post and I get distracted. I'm like, don't say no, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. It's as simple as that. Call yourself back to order all the time, and don't always feel like you're living the worst life ever. You're not. I've been, hey, God, I've been there, and I know what I'm saying. You're not. As cliche as this might sound, some people want to live the type of life that you're living. As cliche as it might sound, that's actually the truth. As cliche as it might sound, as worse as you think that your life is, somebody really just wants to live your life for at least 24 hours. So try as much as possible to always call yourself back to order, and always know that you are not a failure. You are not a loser. You are becoming, basically, you are just becoming the best version of you. You see that your end picture, you are gonna get there, but this is the part that you pass to get there. Yeah. So guys, we come to the end of this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe if you're not. I really appreciate it. Leave me a comment in my comment section. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.